For Ottawa Centre.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Citizenship and Immigration. Speaker, as you know, Ottawa Centre is home to many new immigrants. We in my community are very proud to welcome people from all different parts of the world who contribute both economically and socially to our community. Speaker, I can tell you as an immigrant myself that it is a daunting challenge for newcomers to integrate economically and socially in our communities, and we have to collectively do our utmost best to ensure that our newcomers get the opportunities they so much deserve so that they can benefit our communities. Many settlement agencies in my riding of Ottawa Centre do excellent work in providing frontline services for those communities. We were really concerned, Speaker, when we saw the federal government cutting $31 million unilaterally from Ontario. I want to know from the minister how it's going to affect Ontarians.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for Ottawa Centre for the question. He's been a real champion for newcomers, and we appreciate all you've done. For the second year in a row, the federal government is cutting funding to Ontario's newcomers. This decrease of $31 million will hit newcomers in this province especially hard at a time when many of them are looking for work. And as a result, tens of thousands of new Ontarians will lose access to the vital services they need to succeed and contribute to our economy. In fact, the federal government has cut Ontario's settlement funding by over $75 million in the last 2 years. These cuts also come in the wake of not living up to their promised funding under the Canada-Ontario Immigration Agreement, which shortchanged Ontario's newcomers by over $200 million. Ontario remains the #1 destination for immigrants coming to Canada. We take 42% of immigrants and make up only 39% of the population. These unfair cuts will deny thousands of newcomers access to services.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Through you, Speaker, thanks for the Minister for the answer. These cuts in funding is going to significantly impact agencies like the Catholic Immigration Centre, NOCISO, and many more in my community of Ottawa and Ottawa Centre tremendously. It's going to impact our newcomers, and it's going to deny them the opportunities, especially in these tough economic times. Speaker, what we need is a stable, sustainable agreement from the federal government with the province of Ontario so that we can continue to provide these services, very important settlement services for our newcomers. Newcomers who come to Ontario, Speaker, deserve equal treatment from the federal government. Minister, if a new agreement is so critical to the integration and success of our newcomers, what is the status of negotiating a new agreement with the federal government?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I absolutely agree with the member. The bottom line is that the federal government needs to come to the table to negotiate a new agreement. We need a fair deal like that which they have with BC, Manitoba, and Quebec. More than 40% of all immigrants to Canada choose Ontario as their home, and thousands more want to come to this province. But federal selection programs don't respond to Ontario's labour market needs. We need the federal government to maintain current funding levels in order to make sure new immigrants can find good-paying jobs in Ontario. Immigration is a shared responsibility, and the federal government is not living up to its commitments. Thousands of people destined for Ontario are stuck in huge application backlogs that forces many to wait as much as 7 years before they can step foot in our province. We cannot continue to allow the federal government to unilaterally determine such an important part of Ontario's economic recovery and its economic future. Immigrants are key.
New question.